Seems the old surface building is as dark as what we're descending into. Oh hey, that's the title. Hello everyone, and welcome to The Descent, a horror game in which we descend into the abandoned Rockwell mine to try and put to rest the mystery that left it this way. This was a random $2 on sale find on Steam. I'd never heard of it, and it actually looks really cool from the screenshots. This is not to be confused with the movie of the same name, but I'm really curious. So, let's go. Freshly
armed with a journalism degree, I returned to my hometown haunted by the chilling narratives enveloping the Rockwell mine. These unsettling tales have lingered for years, their darkness casting shadows over the community. Drawing on the skills and knowledge forged in my studies, I am now poised to unravel the mysterious history that conceals the mine's secrets. As I venture into my inaugural investigation report focused on the Rockwell mine incidents, I am hoping that fortune favors my pursuit of truth.
Oh, we're playing as Skynet. Oh, we've really done our research. Huh, I was kind of hoping I would get a chance to look over that stuff. Oh, look at that. We had seen it in the headlights, but this is doing something I always really appreciate in games, where it allows the darkness to be dark, and probably nowhere is that more important than a game where we're going to be spending most of our time underground. 4K, 25 FPS. To be fair, the 25 FPS definitely helps in the dark, not uncommon with IR cameras like this. And we can go between them with the scroll wheel. I'm really interested in this premise, but once again, I really wish they had given me a moment to actually look over that office and learn what the mystery actually is. Listen to that howling wind. The graphics, the sound design are actually pretty decent. I don't know, I always love giving games like this a chance because I think, like, you know, even with the weird first impression of the opening voiceover, there's always something to appreciate, and I really like these sort of mixed bags. I don't know, there's a charm to them. This guy looks like a Half-Life 1 model.
He has never returned from the mine, and the authorities have not been able to locate him since.
John Bolton. John Bolton, age 25. Last seen October 15th, 1950, and yet there's a high-res color photo of him. He has never returned from the mine, and the authorities have not been able to locate him since. Alright. Wow, it's a good thing they put everything that I had at my office right up here on the front gate. Really helps with context.
Hidden tragedy, shocking cover-up.
Alright, tell you what. Basically, none of what you just said actually mapped onto what was there. You started off doing pretty well, but then you just kind of went off on your own thing. So, new plan. Wherever possible, I'm just gonna narrate instead of you. How about that? So, breaking news. Hidden tragedy. Cover-up reveals startling truth in abandoned mine. June 13th, 1950. Startling revelations have emerged from the depths of the abandoned Rockwell mine, where a sinister cover-up was recently unveiled. The mine, long rumored to harbor a dark history, has been attempting to obscure the truth about missing individuals, far more than previously anticipated. Wait, the mine is in the company that runs it? Intriguingly, an astonishing 80% of the miners were found to be without families, rendering their disappearances unnoticed, and their voices unheard. It appears that the absence of family members has allowed these incidents to remain concealed, hidden away from the public eye. It's mighty convenient. As the investigation unfolds, one question looms large. What else has the company been concealing? Safety issues, ignored warnings, and negligent practices within the mine are being brought to light, raising concerns about the welfare of those who ventured into its depths. The whereabouts of these unaccounted-for individuals is a haunting mystery that demands resolution. While mining operations have historically witnessed significant losses due to harsh working conditions and inherent hazards, this revelation casts a shadow on the extent of what may have been swept under the rug. In the face of these chilling discoveries, it is clear that something must be done to honor the memory of these lost souls, and to ensure that these such incidents never recur. The company is now under intense scrutiny, and the public awaits eagerly for the full disclosure of the facts, seeking answers and justice for those who may have been forgotten. Well, that's a lot of information, and not a lot of information. John Patterson, an experienced miner, was last seen entering the abandoned Rockwell mine on October 15, 1950 at 10 a.m. He was part of a routine mining shift. However, he has not returned, and despite extensive search efforts, the authorities have been unable to locate him. So, I wonder, does this take place in the past? Like, I know that these disappearances are 1950, but this looks like a fairly modern pickup. Emma Wilson, a 16-year-old celebrating her birthday, was last seen entering the abandoned Rockwell mine with her father and a group of miners on October 31st, 1950 at 2 p.m. The celebration took an unexpected turn when Emma did not return from the mine alongside her father and the group of miners. Despite extensive search efforts, Emma's whereabouts remain unknown. I have several questions. First of all, your dad and a group of miners brought the 16-year-old girl into the mine to celebrate her birthday, and somehow returned without her. And they're not missing, and they are not under investigation. Also, you say it's abandoned at this point on October 31st, 1950, so a couple months after all this. I am super confused about timeline and general logic of the people in this universe. This is a baffling game, and we're only a couple minutes in. I mean, I like to play a game when we're being told stories in these indie horror titles, where it's like, try and picture the event that's being described playing out. A lot of the time you get a pure comedy show. No key. I do like that, though, how we can just barely see the silhouette of the building against the dark sky. Looks like there's a creek or a river running beneath it. Maybe something in the bed of our pickup? I just heard something really horrible from off in the cliffs. Hey, look at this. There's a miner's helmet on the back of this bulldozer. Well, we have that now. What do we do with it? Now, this game does say that there are collectibles and extras in the game. So, that could be a thing. Hey, there's another abandoned car here. It says we can press left control to crouch, but not space to jump. Why would I want to crouch right now? Whose vehicle is this? There's our bolt cutters, so that's our answer. I mean, our answer to how we're getting in, not the answer to whose vehicle this is. Let's see if this helps. In we go. We can check our diary. Investigate the Rockwell coal mine. Oh, if we pick up a collectible, it gives us a description. Miner Alex ventured deep into a dimly lit tunnel, where he began hearing whispers echoing around him. The voices seemed to mock him, promising riches if he continued deeper. Terrified, Alex fled, losing his helmet near a fork in the path. Alex is genre savvy. Be more like Alex. Look at this. All the lanterns hanging dark overhead. I can hardly see a thing. God, this place is so unsafe. It was so unsafe before. I keep hearing things in amid the creaks and groans. Something just splashed down below. I mean, it could just be a piece of the bridge falling away, but do we trust that? The best thing to come out of a coal mine is the miner. Can't say this game doesn't have character.
Headline: Haunted legends emerge from abandoned mine. In a twist of the eerie and the unexplained, the abandoned Rockwell mine has revealed a tapestry of haunted legends.
A fairly monotone solo developer reading stuff off is kind of hard to differentiate for me from AI. I'm going to read this anyway because it skips over a lot of dialogue. Haunted legends emerge from abandoned mine, February 7th, 1951. In a twist of the eerie and the unexplained, the abandoned Rockwell mine has revealed a tapestry of haunted legends, shrouding its dark history in enigmatic tales and unsettling whispers. As more miners delved into the mine's passages, they found themselves immersed in a world where folklore and superstitions intertwined with reality. Stories of apparitions, ghostly voices, and unexplained phenomenon had long haunted the mine's reputation, but now the miners were experiencing these legends firsthand. The spectral encounters have left both the miners and the local community awestruck and apprehensive. The once dismissed stories of restless spirits and haunted tunnels have taken on an unsettling reality. As the investigation into the mine's haunted history continues, it's clear that the community is struggling to reconcile the legends with their newfound presence. Questions arise. Are these encounters a manifestation of long-buried traumas? Or is there something more sinister at play? As the boundaries between the living and the supernatural blur within the Rockwell mine, the search for answers intensifies, leaving the community to ponder the unsettling truths that may lie within this ominous place. Wow, so basically just outright confirming it right off the bat. I mean, stories long surrounding it, but only all at once starting to be experienced. I'll be honest, I do find it sort of creepy, the idea of voices within the mines tempting people to come forward in a mocking tone. I mean, just look at this. It's also rusted and splintery. It definitely sells the inherent hostility, I guess, in a place like this. But we know that there are secrets, so it's probably worth checking around each corner. And there are a lot of corners.
Headline: Government shuts down Rockwell. Mine amidst growing death toll and missing miners, March 4th.
Okay, no, that's AI. It struggles with the syntax big time. Government shuts down Rockwell mine amidst growing death toll and missing miners. March 4th, 1951. Wait, wasn't there an article from 1950 already stating that it was abandoned? In a long overdue action, the government has made the decision to close the Rockwell mine following a series of tragic deaths and mysterious disappearance of over 100 miners over the past few years. The question on everyone's mind: why did it take so long for this decision to be made? Was the government somehow involved, driven by greed or ulterior motives? Unfortunately, the mysteries of this mine may remain forever concealed, as the location is now off-limits to the general public, with no reopening date for workers in sight. I would like to think a place like this was always closed to the public. We urge anyone with information on suspicious activities to report them to the local police. Our hopes are that the souls may finally find their peace. We've got some additional context, at least. And some major contradictions. Oh. A dog. Poor guy, what happened? There's blood on the ground. It doesn't look natural. Could potentially climb in through here if we had any slightest bit of athleticism. A coincidence, or is somebody letting us in? God, this place feels so janky. I mean, that really seems like an understatement. I mean, there's an incredible amount of detail in this, and it's weird how, in certain aspects, this game is on the extreme end of the positive side, and in others, it's like really, really bland and like just ugh. But I guess, you know, it's probably a solo dev or very few devs. And, you know, their talents and interests are in specific places. There's someone walking up there. I gotta say, it's those specific interests are actually tailoring quite nicely to my own, because this is really spooky so far, and I'm quite liking it. Got another helmet. Victor, a meticulous miner, was working alone when his tools began moving on their own, pointing towards an unexplored section of the mine. Startled, he dropped his helmet and ventured into the darkness, never to be seen again. This is cool. It's like we're urbexing this location while being told ghost stories about it all the while. And experiencing our own, at least from the feel of it. Could be another dog, I suppose. 10 miners trapped in an abandoned mine, June 13th, 1950. You know, a year before it was abandoned, or something. 10 miners are facing a challenging situation as they remain trapped deep within an abandoned mine while carrying out their routine duties. What? That sentence contradicts itself. These seasoned professionals, each with extensive experience in the mining industry, ventured into the Rockwell mine. Clad in their typical work attire and armed with their mining equipment, they descended into the mine to complete another ordinary day of tasks. As they delved deeper into the mine's intricate tunnels, their mission took an unexpected turn when they encountered a series of obstacles and blockages. The once familiar passages became unrecognizable, and their attempts to find their way back to the surface proved fruitless. The miners found themselves trapped in the dark and unforgiving depths of the mine. Communication with the trapped miners was severed, prompting concerns from their colleagues. Search and rescue teams, as well as local authorities, hurried to the scene, but they were met with an area devoid of any clues or signs of the trapped miners. Then how do you know how they became disoriented? John Patterson, the owner of the Rockwell Mining Company, is working tirelessly with the authorities to unlock the mine and ensure the miners' safe return. The safety of our miners is of utmost importance, and we are employing all available resources to bring them back to the surface, Patterson assured. As hours turned into days, the mystery surrounding the Rockwell mine continues to deepen, leaving the miners' families, friends, and the wider community eagerly awaiting their safe return. Everyone is left pondering when these experienced miners will manage to escape the confines of the abandoned mine during this unforeseen ordeal. Kind of makes me wonder if the text is AI generated as well. I mean, I always will hesitate to call something AI simply because I'll feel really bad if it isn't. But, you know, you gotta make fun of some of this stuff. I'm enjoying the game overall. But, like, if you can pick out a contradiction, even within the same sentence, then maybe you could use some proofreading. Well, there's nobody up here. Although the pattern of the dust from the footsteps should indicate that they had to go through this door, right? Locked. But we can hear a million little noises from this whole place settling. The wind blowing through. And they're very different noises too, so sound design definitely a major strong suit here.
It's nobody's fault, but the inevitable buildup of methane in the mine is like a ticking time bomb. The readings have gone off the charts. Everyone is told that their equipment is fine, and they assure us it will dissipate, so they encourage us to keep working. They provide an excuse about magnetic interference, but I can't shake the feeling that as we descend deeper into the mine, we might be disrupting some kind of signal. But what if I'm wrong? And it takes just one spark to erase us from existence, should I raise these concerns. Michael Lau.
I'm gonna leave that one just to spare my throat from getting dry. But yeah, you certainly sound concerned. Alright, so... Your concerns were dismissed, brushed off. There's gotta be a rational explanation. There's always a rational explanation, of course. I don't like looking at this and hearing breathing. Can't forget the vertical. It's very close. This is where it led me. Oh, it's gonna be one of these. Oh, that legitimately gave me a heart attack after all this time. Oh, right, our camera. I'd forgotten all about that. Okay, we can stand up now. Wait, do we have actually limited battery, or is that fake? Right, middle click, forward and back. Oh no, it looks like we actually have limited battery. So that's kind of cool though. It's genuinely better than the camera, or it's genuinely better than the flashlight, but it's limited. Okay, this opens. All right, here's how we get to the other side. A generator would probably help us out. Find a fuse to turn on the generator. Do you have nothing to say about whatever it was you just saw? We're not picking that up.
I and a team of fellow workers
ventured deeper into the mine. Their task was to initiate a controlled explosion in a new section of rock. As per instructions, I remained behind, being the newcomer on the team. About 10 minutes later, I heard the deafening sound of explosions. When the rescuers finally reached the miners, they discovered that only Harry Dogold had survived. However, he was not the same person he once was. Something had gone terribly wrong in those depths. I can't help but wish there was something I could have done for them. John. Turned up the brightness just a little bit so it'll work on recording. I wanted to see if there was a way I can get them to not read it first so that I can read it without waiting. But okay, we see what one of these fuses looks like at least. There should be another document over here. Sabotage unearthed. A sinister plot in the abandoned mine. December 4th, 1950. In a shocking turn of events, evidence of deliberate tampering with the infrastructure of the abandoned Rockwell mine has come to light, leaving a community baffled and questioning the motives behind this sinister act. As the new shift of miners is welcomed to the mine, What they uncovered was beyond their worst nightmares. As they ventured deeper into the mine's intricate tunnels, it became clear that the structural integrity of the mine had been compromised. Support beams had been intentionally weakened, passageways blocked, and critical safety equipment tampered with. The discovery sent shockwaves through the group of miners, who were left to contemplate the malevolent intent behind these actions. This act of sabotage raises critical questions. Who would go to such lengths to endanger the lives of miners? What ulterior motives lie behind this calculated act? Is there a hidden treasure or a valuable resource within the mine that someone is willing to go to extremes to secure? What are we dealing with, a murderous Scooby-Doo plot? Rescue teams and local authorities are now on high alert as they attempt to navigate the treacherous tunnels and restore the mine's safety. The investigation into this deliberate act of sabotage is ongoing, and the public anxiously awaits answers. You know, the repetitive mentions of the public, the groups of miners, there's certain things that just get repeated over and over in these documents, and it's really hard not to notice. But I feel like something like this would have been brought up in some of the later ones, shouldn't it? Like, even documents that take place in the future act like they don't know this stuff, like it's still a big mystery. There's an elevator right there. Fairly modern looking in contrast with the rest of this place. That sound was horrible. Where would we look for a fuse? That's the current big question. Have we maybe seen them somewhere? Ooh, there's a ladder. Not much to see, but look out at the stars in the sky one more time. Once we descend, there's not gonna be much we can do. Our safety won't be in our own hands anymore. You know, this game is called The Descent, but so far I've only ascended. Another helmet, look at that. This one was hidden in a box. John, a seasoned miner, felt an unnatural chill envelop him as he reached a newly found cavern. Shadows flickered at the edge of his vision, and a spectral figure beckoned him deeper into the darkness. Overcome with dread, he fled for his life, losing his helmet. By the way, one of the spelling errors that drives me insane is 2 O's in losing. Ah, there we go. That fuse was surprisingly easy to find. Oh, and we can open drawers individually. Good to know.
An unforeseen collapse of the mine's doors left the miners in that section with no means of escape. A bold and daring rescue mission was swiftly organized, but unexpected complications emerged, posing additional threats to both the rescuers and the trapped miners. One of our fellow miners ventured back inside the blocked section, aiming to reach Jack, who was deeper in the mine, but then another collapse occurred. They didn't make it, and all I witnessed was death. I should have been the one in there. My sanity is slipping away, and if the rescue efforts fail, I question the purpose of it all.
Very philosophical and introspective, Microsoft Joe. But yeah, if I have to hear one more time about how the miners ventured into the depths... Ugh. One creepy thing you can do in sound design is to have important sounds, distinct sounds play, while you're doing something else that makes noise, you know, like while you're climbing down a ladder. Let's put that in. Well, it's not great, but it'll do. Thanks. Whatever is in this mine wants us to enter. One would think that this would be all we need. I mean, it's a good thing they've left all these newspaper articles out for context, because I apparently didn't have any before taking this case on. Probably want to enter this elevator, but there's lots else around.
The advancing age and gradual deterioration of the mine have emerged as critical factors, causing structural issues that ultimately led to the miners' entrapment. One can only hope the safety team thoroughly inspected the tunnels, right? As a mere worker here, I trust they executed their responsibilities correctly. However, I can't help but doubt the safety of this environment. Structural problems have become a daily occurrence lately, and I can't shake the feeling that something is profoundly amiss with this mine. Johnny?
You know, the dialogue writing is exactly as natural as the ones delivering it, so I guess I couldn't complain too much. Now, granted, there's a bunch of them here, but indie developers, so long as there's no, like, profanity in the dialogue, which I understand may be, you know, a tall order in some cases, I'll do it. Rather than, you know, use an AI voiceover, for a short horror game, I will do it, if you think I'd be a fit.
What is unfolding within the depths of this mine?
The miners are falling...
Kyle.
The miners are falling ill at an alarming rate, with one of them becoming seriously ill to the point of attempting an attack on others today. A pickaxe in the hands of a sick individual can result in significant harm. Fortunately, John, being the largest person in the group by far, managed to subdue him swiftly. The question that looms in our minds is, what is unfolding within the depths of this mine? I don't know, but if you don't find out soon, you'll have to venture into the depths of the mine with your group of miners, while the public eagerly awaits your return. No, but seriously, like, having no voiceover at all would have been better than whatever this is doing. I should have known that door wouldn't open. It has an exit sign over it, which in video games means the opposite. God. Can't get in. Needs a key. Well, I would hope the miner's helmet wouldn't fit. Alright, so what now? Would there be a key somewhere? Our current objective is simply investigate the Rockwell coal mine. Well, way ahead of you on that one. Hey, was your effect a little bit delayed? God, you were huge.
The miner's communication equipment unexpectedly malfunctions, resulting in confusion and a breakdown in coordination during what should have been a routine operation. As a consequence, Tom faces blame for the explosion, as he forgot to properly vent the methane lines, which ultimately led to the catastrophic collapse. James.
You know, I wish that the documents I find while urbexing were half this illuminating. I also wish this flashlight were twice as illuminating. But I guess that's what the camera is for. We found a scare. Oh, there's a ladder right here we can use. This feels a lot like an earlier Emeka Games game.
In this twisted realm, death seems like the only escape from this living nightmare. I can feel the darkness closing in, and I'm no longer sure if there's any way back to the world of the living. I hope you forgive me for my sins. Robert.
Like, that delay, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I'm sorry, I want to read most of these, but I don't know if that's kind of like covering up the game's flaws unfairly. I don't know, I've never been in this weird situation before. All I know is that all the miners who worked here either spoke like robots or like robots reciting poetry. Something busted open that gate on the other side. I should go back and explore that area. And you've nothing to say about everything else you've encountered up until this point. Oh well, hallucinations. Just a buildup of methane down there, huh? This is the one that's open now. These flickering lights are even worse than before they were on.
Our radios have become frustratingly unreliable below a certain depth, leaving us feeling increasingly isolated down here. The situation has escalated into arguments as we persistently voice our concerns. Our superiors, however, remain unyielding, insisting that everything is functioning perfectly. If that's the case, then why do we continue to lose communication as we venture deeper into the mine? Thomas.
Well, at least you said your name normally. There's a fairly new radio here. And we're trapped. The coal miner's prayer. Each day as we rise, Lord, we know all too well. We face only one thing, a pit filled with hell. To scratch out a living the best that we can, but deep in the heart lies the soul of a man. With black-covered faces and hard calloused hands, we work the dark tunnels, unable to stand. To labor and toil as we harvest the coals. We silently pray, Lord, please harvest our souls. Is that how that goes? The shine of that bright blue in the dark, it always catches uniquely and makes me think there's something else there.
Miners are turning on each other. In a split second, someone appears perfectly fine, and the next moment, they're launching surprise attacks from behind. This has been happening at an alarming rate. Authorities claim it's due to excessive drinking, and they warn of potential termination if this continues. I don't understand. They've never fought each other even when intoxicated. Daniel.
I love the implication that miners being regularly drunk on the job is actually not the unexpected or strange part of this. That's not going to open. So then what was the point of coming over here? I could hear the sound of someone eating. Still not open. Okay, even in the short time we've been here, there's been a lot of spooky occurrences. I say short time, I've been recording almost an hour. Oh my... Miners hanging from the rafters. I guess we're free to go now. And not free to enter the office, which seems like a pretty important thing. I got you. I got proof. Maybe I'd do well not to waste my battery like this. What if I tried to climb up there and find you? I can hear more breathing on my right now. And you're still up there. Alright, that was kind of neat. I'm not gonna lie! Oh, we can climb out onto this upper area. It hardly seems safe. And in fact, you'll hardly let me. That was a slow crawl. I can just barely in the dark make out the shape of the valley below. Is that a Geiger counter? That's kind of what it sounded like. Here I can hear the squeak of the rusting metal. Yeah. You won't use the camera now. Oh, wait, now you will. Oh, God. I'm telling you, man, this footage alone is more than enough. You have enough evidence to be a sensation back home. You do not have to enter the mine itself. Wait, is that meant to be a mannequin? I mean, given the other things you've seen... That's a coffin. These candles almost indicate some kind of ritual. Okay, there's the key we're looking for. I'm not expecting you to stay where you are. It's a nightmarish existence down here, and the line between reality and the supernatural is blurred beyond recognition. I can't bear the torment any longer. The relentless horrors, the gruesome killings, and the haunting visions have pushed me to the brink. I love you all, but I can't take it anymore. Matthew. So this is actually supposed to be a real corpse, but that we're looking at right here. That's what this is? Okay. Also, what? You're still here? I thought this closed down decades ago, unless you're like the ghost of a corpse. Whatever. Ugh. Did I miss something? Oh, hey! Okay, no, I guess I was supposed to be able to see you over there. Are you leading the way? The explosion took us by complete surprise. We were simply going about our work when chaos suddenly erupted. The team was diligently chipping away at the rock, and everything seemed routine. But when I glanced over, a few of the miners were coming from the deeper section, and were making their way towards us. As they drew nearer, I heard screams, and then, shockingly, a dynamite stick caught on fire and exploded. This was entirely unexpected. Those sticks have long wires for detonation. What on earth is happening down here? I'm thankful that I was about 50 feet away, giving me the chance to sprint into another tunnel for safety. Even though you had no chance because it exploded instantly, but, you know, whatever. I'm sorry, I cannot help but pick this apart. But I don't really feel like that's on me. The march of the strangely scaled mannequin men continues. Yeah, no, this is a game that needs to be studied, seriously. Like, how can it be so good in some directions and so awful in others? Yes, I would like to try a different thing. Thank you. I wasn't responding to my inputs. We have gained access, and there's a lot for us to look through. So before I continue, I just want to get my thoughts out on this. I am not necessarily against the use of all generative AI in all circumstances. I understand it can improve workflow for creators, and I'm sure there are ways for it to, kind of take the load off of solo and indie developers who otherwise simply wouldn't have the resources to do certain things. But you have to acknowledge that there are trade-offs in the final product. I mean, aside even from all the ethical concerns that you can raise about it, and those concerns are valid, you are getting a worse product when you do that. And in the case of these notes, you don't even need a voiceover for that. And I'm not convinced, the text of them isn't also AI-generated, and that is just no good at all. At that point, that really is just letting it tell the story for you, and you can't do that.
We've been witnessing an unusual spike in cave-ins lately, and it's not your typical shifts. Something about them just doesn't sit right. The inspectors have been diligent, assuring us that everything's been double-checked by top professionals.
I need you to hear this and just understand that this is actually what the game is like.
Beams, and in these
We've been witnessing an unusual spike in cave-ins lately, and it's not your typical shifts. Something about them just doesn't sit right. The inspectors have been diligent, assuring us that everything's been double-checked by top professionals. I want to believe them. The walls boast extra thick support beams, and in these areas, collapses shouldn't be happening. But they are. I've seen it with my own eyes, and others are echoing the same concerns. It's as if we're disturbing something deep within this place. I can't ignore this any longer. I need to find a way out. This mine just doesn't feel right. I am not a voice actor. If you can insert even a smidge of honesty and real understanding into the text, it'll make even that text so much more bearable. There's the elevator key. Okay, so he did need a key. I never even tried it. Deep inside the mine, there's an unsettling restlessness among the workers. Every time they work on the deeper mine floors, they return with erratic and aggressive behavior. It's as if the pressure deep down is getting to them, but the exact cause remains a mystery. This is a phenomenon unlike anything I've witnessed in my lifetime. David. There's so much really, really old stuff mixed in with things that don't really seem like they belong here, like that portable radio on the table upstairs. So that starts up the elevator. Nothing in that cabinet. Let's venture deeper into the mine, where the public will anxiously await our return. Hello? Okay, was I supposed to be facing forward into the mine cart? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'll be totally honest, you guys were a lot scarier from a distance. Continue investigating the subterranean coal mine. Okay, this is kind of cool. All we have for light down here are the red emergency lights and how that falls off along the ceiling. All the while, we can hear things moving around us in the dark. Oh man, oh no. Are you doing the thing where the shaders influence the lighting, and so the flashlight does not work as effectively as it's supposed to? Because I can't see a thing down here. Looks like some of these have already been closed off. What is all this? Wait, is this some kind of, like, portable office? Some black sludge all over it. This looks a lot newer than 1950. Decagon propane fuel. Are we not going to have a look in here? This seems extremely significant. Okay, most of these tunnels at this hub are seemingly closed off. Well, it's something, I guess. 500 feet underground. Mines are such a creepy setting for horror. Because it's such an unnatural situation that exploits so many potential fears. The fear of discovering something untapped. Something that even is more mundane than that. I mean, claustrophobia, nyctophobia, all of it at play all at once. I mean, we have our lights, but look at how fragile this is. Running out of batteries, the generator giving out, even just falling and breaking this thing, and we are completely lost. Not by something that's going to tear us apart, but by simply wasting away, unable to move or see anything. And also, that Geiger counter's back for some reason. Isn't this a coal mine? I can hardly see. The splashlight sucks. There is no such thing as light bounce in this game. Have I just looped back around? I have. Okay, it seems like our battery has recharged on this thing. That's good. This is not a safe place to be whatsoever. Our equipment is acting up. Despite regular maintenance, these unexpected malfunctions have left us in the dark at times, relying solely on our headlights for hours before the intersection lights are restored. Is someone playing pranks on us down here? Ben. Doesn't sound like a prank to me. Okay, elevator lever handle. That probably helps with our escape. Is this a dead end? Oh no. Oh no, have we a mine collapse? Maybe it's so hard to say. This is where we were. It's very easy to get disoriented. This game has an FOV slider, but the problem is the width of the beam. Yep. Yep, there's been a cave-in. This was the worst idea ever. So here's the thing, I've explored a number of tunnels in urban exploration, and that's been more than enough reason for me to say caving, mine diving, drains, stuff like that is not for me. Underground stuff, that's a big no. You scared the tab out of me. Are you leading me somewhere new? To a section that certainly wasn't open before. It's not taken me long to become disoriented. Okay. I'll take that as a win. Because, I mean, it's hard to keep a sense of direction, but that seemed wrong. You can come down this tunnel over here. Another elevator. One which will no doubt take us even deeper, because apparently we haven't had our fill yet.
Something was controlling the miners. They've never posed a threat before. This is impossible. I've known Jack for
Oh my
years,
god.
and he wouldn't harm a
Controlling entities. Something was controlling the miners. They've never posed a threat before. This is impossible. I've known Jack for years, and he wouldn't harm a fly. Yet he mercilessly pickaxed Brian to death. Or am I seeing things? It has to be something deep within the mine. Something is manipulating them. Their eerie sounds and appearances, fading in and out of reality, are beginning to unnerve me. Is this all in my mind? Or am I genuinely going insane? Yet, the eerie sounds and appearances are beginning to unnerve you. You know, like one of those appearances of pickaxing one of your friends to death? Very eerie and unnerving. In the deeper tunnels, eerie and unexplained sounds have been plaguing me at night, and it's starting to take a toll on some of the guys. I've heard these unsettling noises multiple times within just a few hours. However, when I inquire about it, everyone dismisses me, as if they can't hear the sounds. It's almost as if the noises exist only in my mind. How can this be? What's happening down here? Adam. Alright, let me get out the red pen and grade this like an English teacher. You say it's starting to take a toll on some of the guys, however, everyone acts like it's only you that can hear them. And also, this place is so full of stories, we've read like 50 other documents from other miners saying the same things, and they dismiss you? I think they might be pranking you. Okay, well, we're not using the lever handle for that one. So I've got to step inside there. Hello? Oh, we need a fuse also. We put the lever in here. We put it in here, but it still shows as being in our inventory. Well, that simply sucks for us, doesn't it? We just keep pushing till we can't push no more, and this is what it gets us. Oh, but thankfully, this is opened. I will say it's a bit of frustrating design that a lot of the time I'll spend time in an area trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, and then it turns out I'm supposed to backtrack to trigger a trigger that has no logical reason to exist, and that enables me to go forward. Like, it's not a result of anything I find or do, it's just, oh no, you had to walk back where you've already been, and then we'll play the scripted event that allows you to whatever. Okay, let's use this thing. It is too dark. Can we not open this? Oh, we can. Back to where we started. Well, I wish I could say that helps, but... Well, I mean, it should help us get out of here, but we're simply not willing to listen to what the world is telling us. Quite directly, actually. I figured it would be something to do with this. What is this place?
Today was an unforgettable day.
Today was an unforgettable day, one that I'll forever hold close to my heart. You see, it was my birthday, and instead of the usual celebrations, I had something extraordinary in mind. I asked to spend the day with my father, who works at the Rockwell mine. As we descended into the mine's depths, excitement welled up inside me. The miners, known for their rugged faces and coal-stained hands, greeted me with open hearts, turning the dark industrial tunnels into a magical wonderland with their improvised decorations and creative party games. Our time together in the mine was pure joy and camaraderie. These miners, usually tough as nails, revealed their softer sides, sharing stories of bravery and resilience, while we took countless photos to capture the happiness and togetherness that defined this day. That's really nice, and honestly a cool thing to picture. I don't know what teenager talks like that, but whatever. Amidst the depths of the earth, our celebrations felt like something out of a storybook. The laughter of the miners resonated through the tunnels, creating a symphony of joy that drowned out the surrounding darkness. As I stood there, my heart brimming with contentment, I realized that there was no other place I'd rather be. This unique and unforgettable birthday celebration deep within Rockwell Mine was a truly remarkable experience. It was, without a doubt, the best way to mark my special day. Warm regards, Emma Wilson. I thought this was a diary, not a letter. See, picturing that scene, I can understand, like, that being a really cool thing to see. Oh no. But when it's presented this way, it just sucks all the humanity right out of it. Oh no. Wait, we can look in here.
Family.
Family. Why do you look like a cult sacrifice? Ghost, you out there? Sounds like what you need is family. Oh my god. I just noticed you. Hey, so, you just get the door for me? Do I have to stare into your eyes for long enough? Digital image stored in memory. Okay, do you know what digital means? Wait, there's another note here. Father's love. I have no choice. The entrance is blocked, and Emma ventured deeper into the mine. It's a risk, but what else can I do if I don't try? Everything was going fine until the explosion and fighting brought chaos, and my daughter ran away from us despite my pleas for her to stay close. I will find you, Emma. Okay, there was nothing about that in the missing person report. Whatever causes this, it came for you too. It's possible that both she and you are still here. This is opened up. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of creepy. That's actually pretty cool. I like this photo mechanic and the way it actually presents when it's in front of you. It's the kind of thing where you look at it and you're like, wow, that's creepier than what I saw with my own eyes. Okay, can't do anything with that. These controls for bringing out different tools are really annoying. Like, sometimes it's scroll wheel, sometimes it's C, sometimes it's F. Howdy. Can I just, Just trying to get your best angles. Just avoided me that time. Over 100 missing miners and 1 missing teenage girl. And yet nothing about what actually causes all of this in the first place. Haunting that grows and grows, and yet we still haven't even seen the deepest layer. But maybe they did. That's kind of interesting, unless I missed something. We had that rumbling sound that is associated with the presence of a ghost. This time it played it, only to have it abruptly stop as I turn around. We found ourselves trapped deep within the mine, and the available oxygen is diminishing rapidly. Despair is creeping over us. Upon a closer examination, it becomes apparent that Wilson resorted to harming his fellow miners to preserve the precious oxygen. I could hardly believe that he would commit such an act. However, my own eyes bear witness to the grim reality. With only a few hours remaining, I saw what I saw. And there's no denying it. Ryan. So now we've got to come back through that. We've got the gate 1 key. Just ignore the sounds, just ignore the sounds. We can't be jumping at each and every one. There we are. Next thing, switch, thank you. This is all that's here. Seeking answers. What really caused the explosion? The killings? How could they turn on each other like that? I had no choice. I had to defend my daughter from those who were trying to take her away. I've treated everyone with respect for 30 years, and this is how they react in tough situations? I can't believe it. Something is profoundly wrong. I need to uncover the truth. Either way, that only unlocked that gate, that room. So what now? Wait, I just saw that 404 error in the top left. So I guess what it's trying to indicate is that the SD card is corrupted and it's not writing footage right now? That's not what a 404 error is. Oh, the key was right there. It really blended in, but I knew that whatever it was, it had to be back here. Okie dokie, let's go. Give it up for gate 2. Well, this hardly seems safe. So does this mean we need some way to drain it? I'm not quite sure from where we would do that unless there's like a pump control. If we turn you off, there we go. Now things are darker, but we should be able to progress beyond the electrified pool. Well, one thing's for sure, we'll be able to find a fuse there. Presumably. You know, I actually did a little bit of reading. I alt-tabbed out a second ago to try and figure out what that room is back there. I was like, do miners get decompression sickness? And apparently it is a possibility in mine setups where air pressure is actually used to keep water out. Seems like those things aren't quite happening now, but the idea is present in this mine. I still have no idea if that's actually what that room is for, but that's the first thing I thought of. Was like a decompression chamber. That was great. Come on, that was great. Perfect. Beautiful. I should get something for that. It seems like all I got was the memory. There's nothing else down here. And I am slowly but surely burning through my battery. Oh, thanks for getting that for me. Radiation miners. Deep in the mine, everyone is emerging from the depths irradiated, as if they've encountered some sort of nuclear material. The sound is unbearable. But can you hear the sound of radiation without the equipment? I'm losing my mind down here. That's kind of cool. It's something we've experienced, even on the surface. Hearing that Geiger counter go off, even without the Geiger counter. This game's got some cool, creepy ideas. Hey, so this wasn't open a second ago. Now I don't know where I'm going. Yep. Tunnels shift constantly around me. By now I should be used to that. And it's not just a matter of tunnels caving in. They open as well. Welcoming me a little deeper each time. There's our fuse. And there's a note if it'll let me. Cold drafts are appearing in unexpected places. And it's not just from the wind. Some of us suspect there might be hidden passages, even though we're deep underground, which seems impossible. There's only one way in and out. But more people are reporting this strange issue. Closing that creepy note off like it's a tech support ticket. We need to conserve our camera battery a little bit. We're not like Mark. We can't find those things in the strangest places. Okay, things are dark back here. We can maybe try getting those lights back on. I guess not. Don't worry about the collapses, just keep moving. Oh my god! The victim lingers. Okay. We've got the fuse. Just gotta place it in here now. Even deeper still. At what point is this going to be enough for you? I mean, you've got more than enough evidence to at least come back here with more people, right? A 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet underground. And our batteries miraculously recharged, so that's good. Can we take that helmet with us? Is that a collectible? Look at that, a grave. Hang on. So the only person I can think for this to belong to would be the teenage girl. Like her dad found her and she was already gone, and so unable to leave himself, he had to make sure something was done for her. But that is such a creepy image down here in a mine right in front of the elevator. There's a key. Good thing the only lockers we can open are the ones that have the items in them. Evidence has surfaced, revealing that Warden sabotaged our efforts, effectively sealing our fate. As we continue our descent deeper into the mine, we glanced back and witnessed him igniting the gas canisters. In an instant, a deafening explosion followed, and he vanished. Another collapse ensued, leaving us trapped. The question that haunts us: why would he do such a thing? Benjamin. Is that the root cause? I mean, it talked about sabotage being discovered. Okay. Find a way to lower the toxic gas in this area and protect yourself from inhaling dangerous fumes. Dangerous thing to note, by the way, your body doesn't actually have a way to detect a lack of oxygen. What it really detects is the carbon dioxide building up in your bloodstream. And so, if you encounter like an odorless gas or even just an absence of oxygen, you won't know it until your body just quits on you. If this is the storage, then what we're looking for should be here. There's our gas can. We can maybe use that to start a generator. These masks seem like they've seen better days. Still, it might be worth our while to at least try. The increasing number of guys going missing is impossible to ignore, and no one can provide any information about their whereabouts. We were instructed to carry on with our work and told they'll be found, but I can't shake the feeling that I might be next. John sought help the other day, which was an unexpected plea, but both he and the one who went with him haven't been seen for days now. Oliver. So close on that one. So, wait, if I were... hang on. Stop. If I were to look through this, look at that, we can just sift through them one by one. Oh, but it only keeps the ones from that area. There's a mask left out for us. Now it just needs some fuel. Okay, so now we've got the mask. The generator is started. Whoa, what does that do? Trying to conserve battery where I can. This game's just so dark, and I put the brightness up a lot, too. Might be time to put it up all the way. That's 100%. Is it even doing anything? Tunnel C. And we have donned the mask. A mask which the camera somehow sees through the eyes of. So that's an interesting choice. That static sound indicates that I just missed a ghost. I missed that one. Nope. Being down here with the howl of the wind and the sound of our own breathing and the tunnel collapsing around us, it's certainly a slow-paced franticness, isn't it? Our guy just doesn't quit, does he? Hey, you. There's one for the real. I didn't read that note because it says the end page 2, so there's a page 1 behind us? Something of the heart. If we make a left first... There's so much of a winding space. And a little alcove for us to hide in. That's some small comfort. Ancient book. I stumbled upon a cryptic old book in a mine chamber, and it hints at the existence of concealed chambers that have never been seen by any human before except the ones who wrote this ancient book, apparently. This revelation further complicates my effort to locate my daughter and ensure her safety. I need to read this book. It might hold the answers I so desperately seek. Oh. In running away, she ran down the elevator shaft? No. Okay, now we can head back to that other document. Unless we get completely stuck. This place is actually quite the labyrinth. And battery resources are limited. Collapse there. Okay. I guess I won't get to read ancient book or whatever. Our breath is starting to quicken. I don't know to what extent that's because I've been sprinting or if it's because I'm actually running low on filter capacity. Can't get through here. Is there an exit I'm missing? Because I can't find a way out. Kaden? I was already down here once before. But you've opened the gate. Tunnel C key. Odd markings. I stumbled upon peculiar, ancient-looking markings etched into the mine walls as I ventured closer to the site. The incidents of killings, collapses, and bizarre appearances of miners are happening all around me, and I'm left perplexed about their origin and purpose. You know, when you write dialogue like that, it's almost as if you're not saying anything at all. Because, you know, a huge part of communication is connection. And there's none of that here. Okay, we're going into Tunnel C. Creepy. I'll keep it. Nothing that time. Shouldn't have even kept it. I just left-clicked at the same time. I opened that earlier. Okay, this is the one I wanted to find again. The end, page 2. The text unveils a horrifying tale. One that speaks of a demon's insatiable thirst for power in our world. Power that can only be attained through the sacrifice of a woman. If this account holds any truth, then the book before me is no mere fiction. It's a tangible link to the cause of the relentless chaos that has besieged us. This mine was never meant to be on Earth. It harbors the ancient demon, a malevolent entity that has lurked in the shadows for untold centuries. You figured all this out while looking for your daughter frantically in the dark. After your coworkers tried to kill you and you killed them. Still, then it makes sense. It was angry at never having a suitable sacrifice, and by bringing her down here, you gave it exactly what it needed. Oh my god! Gotcha, sucker. I need to keep that reflex going. It's gonna make me rich when I get out of here. Rockwell Mine, that way. It almost seems like that arrow is telling me to take this tunnel instead, but here's the thing, is one tunnel always lies, and one tunnel always tells the truth. Howdy. What you doing with that dynamite? Aw, you overexposed the image, jerk. There's some kind of control room through there, but it's blocked off. And our character has no will to live whatsoever. He'd be able to break those down or climb in or around them. Can't mess with this pump. And it seems as though we probably should. Unexpectedly, we experienced a flood scare last week with no clear source, but the water rushed in rapidly. It seems like we may have broken into a water pocket of some sort. One particular tunnel is constantly at risk of flooding, making it exceedingly challenging to carry out our work in these conditions. Ethan. Well, a gas mask can't help with this. A pump can, though. That makes it harder to reach the pump, you see. Oh my god, hey! Whoa! I was backing away from that. It's gone now. And more open than ever. I didn't see what was happening. Is the solution to this really not to mess with the pumps? That might be a way back. The end, page 3. Perhaps the book itself was interred by long-forgotten civilizations, its secrets buried for eons. And yet, our ceaseless excavation led us to this horrifying revelation. I bear a heavy burden, knowing that I must do everything within my power to thwart this demon's escape. They're controlled from here. So that means we should be able to access that area now, right? I know you can't see anything, but I'm gonna use the flashlight for a little bit. So we are starting to get concerningly low on camera battery. I will say, having like different lighting options with different advantages and disadvantages is a really cool thing. Like mechanically, there's more going on here than you would expect. But that's just more in this game's ever-growing list of strange dichotomies. Can we use you now? There we go. A thing didn't come up. That's one. And the next will be 2. When you're walking down these dark tunnels, even something you can see on the edge of your light feels so far away. Water has receded, yes. But revealing so much more to deal with. Blasting ahead. We're gonna need to blow our way through, and for that we're gonna need the components. Are you real? Oh my. No, you're not. I kind of doubt it makes any difference, but to be honest, I really like the idea of having these really quick events and optionally being able to take pictures. Like, you're not super likely to get these things candidly, but if you do, you've got a cool souvenir. My gosh. That was very Outlast, the glow of your eyes slowly walking towards me in the water. Here's the detonator. Wait. Blasting signals. Warning signal. A 1-minute series of long blasts. 5 minutes prior to blast signal. Blasting signal. A series of short blasts 1 minute prior to the shot. All clear signal. A prolonged blast following the inspection of blast area. The end, page 4. As the truth crystallizes before me, I am overcome by a profound sense of dread. We have unwittingly triggered a ritual intended to summon the devil from this accursed place. The demon has manipulated us, turning our labor into a tool for its nefarious designs. Regretfully, this marks the only instance where a woman has ventured near the mine, and the responsibility for this calamity falls upon my shoulders. John Wilson. Okay. We've got to place the explosive and then come back and make the boom. There you go. Now let's just get this party started. One big boom coming right up. Is that real? Does pressing the detonator down really trigger a delay and then a siren? A really eerie moment, the silence before that boom comes. You know it's coming. And you're just sitting there in anticipation of what the results will be. We've blasted into new tunnels. Huh, good thing ghosts can't hurt me. Stupid non-corporeal jerks. The explosion left the tunnels in ruins, and I'm desperately trying to find a way out. It's dark and filled with dust, and the further I go, the more I start to see shadowy figures resembling humans. With each encounter, growing rage wells up inside me, and everything turns ominously dark. Noah. So that's uncovered this area. And revealed more, as it always does. We're wasting so much battery.
The rock formations deeper down are unlike anything we've
Hey
ever
there, I see you back there.
It's unsettling.
Unusual geology. The rock formations deeper down are unlike anything we've ever encountered. It's unsettling, and begs the question, what have we dug into? This wasn't on any survey map, and I've never seen anything like this before. What's happening here? Good, bright and smiley. Oh wow, you're still there. Oop, goodbye. So I take it we move on now? Dude, I am rich. I proved that ghosts are real. And possibly wraiths at the same time. This is it. This is what's at the center of it all. They did find it. Good thing there's a note on top of this ancient book.
I must acknowledge the grim reality. There is no salvation for her or myself.
Good acknowledgement.
Must detonate the...
I don't think so. It's finally spoken to us directly. I must acknowledge the grim reality. There is no salvation for her or myself. I must detonate the explosives, ending the torment of the deranged miners, and sealing this malevolent force within. In doing so, I hope to prevent such a calamity from ever befalling others. Please find it within yourselves to forgive me for the sins I'm about to commit. Oh my god. Spoken with all the gravity of a lotion bottle. I am the night. I am Batman.
Tonight, you'll die.
It didn't want to be captured. But I can follow you. Oh. Whatever, it's quite clear at this point that nothing can hurt me. So... there's only one place to go. Unless fate happens. Escape! Escape! Let's use the last of our battery to get out of here. Oh god, this is deafening. I'm actually trying to lean further back from my mic because I know... Oh, never mind. Oh, I made it, cool. Satisfied with your story? You freaking better be, because we got a lot. If a coal miner has a nightmare in his dream, he will not be afraid because he is living the worst of that nightmare in the real world.
I'm immensely grateful to have been able to delve into the harrowing experiences of the miners and unveil the untold story that had remained concealed from the public for so long. I believe I've played a role in granting these lost souls the peace they deserved. In honor of John Wilson's sacrifice and the profound impact he made, I'm committed to crafting a story that will ensure the world remembers the legacy he left behind and the ultimate sacrifice he made for all of us. Report made by Robert Smith.
It feels like the real interesting story happened on October 31st, 1950. I mean, imagine if we had seen that stuff. But anyway, that was The Descent. And yeah, really mixed bag, really weird. And it's really, really confusing in some ways. Like, especially, I always gotta go back to the dialogue in this because it's got those annoying AI voices over them that completely remove all soul from the delivery. But the dialogue itself really is... I suspect it's also AI generated because of the repetition, or it really needed a writer to go over it because there's just no voice to them. It honestly sounds like you're reading spreadsheets. And it's not like there's not a real story here. There is a genuine, creepy, and emotional story buried underneath that. The whole account of Emma and how the miners threw her this party down here in a place that was never meant to support such a thing, yet they all came together and made it happen, the way it made her feel, and the way that was taken away, and the reason why it was taken away. All of that was really, really cool, but you almost don't get that while you're playing it, because it's all delivered in such a clinical way. The scares range from actually creepy to 2013 Unity horror game jump scare. And the environments really help sell that mood. It is super creepy, especially in the beginning when you're walking through this building that is so dilapidated and detailed, and there's all these little creaks and groans, the wind. There's a lot going on, and it works super well. And that continues down in the mine. When it's really dark, you have options for lighting. Even the gameplay, there was more to it than I thought there would be. I've had a look and seen that there are actually achievements for finding more collectibles. There's achievements for actually photographing certain instances of ghosts. It's just really weird that all this is performed by characters who are as mannequin-like as their own corpses. But even still, I enjoyed this overall. It's doing some cool things. It's like I expected. It's one of those really weird mixed bags that I just kind of picked up from the bottom of a Steam sale. And for $2, I guess I can't really complain. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, the link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.